green square. Does Twitch show? This, it says I'm live. Okay, I guess I am live. Okay, I can see my stream, stuff is moving. All is good. I assume. Hopefully. But yeah, I need to test my chat. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try reloading this overlay. Just again. Huh. For some reason this doesn't actually... Like, this message is fine, but any other messages I post, yeah, they don't show up. Okay, that's not good. I guess we need to check what's going on with that. So, chat. If I remember correctly, this is the way to get the thing. Head in stream. Launch. This opens the window. It should show. Try again. Yeah, it doesn't actually work. Oh. Is it because of Restream? Is Restream broken? Let's reload the page. Let's see if... Got it. Let's see the chat. Just... Okay, now it works. Okay, so I had to reload this page. Okay. No, that's good to know for the future. Good thing I tested it. Otherwise it would have been a little bit awkward. Well, potentially. Okay, so this is unrelated. Right. Desktop IDs. Oh yeah, I was trying to figure out. Oh yeah, so this is this is a stream about the VPN project. Last stream I did was the first one. It was quite a while ago. And what I had to do, I actually got a new Eclipse environment working. It's actually, well, one of the latest releases. So it is from 2021, December. So it's not that old as my previous one, which is from, I believe, 2020, March, if I remember correctly. But I think it didn't really actually matter, because the issue I had before, I couldn't open the text editor. If I do a change, just like add a white space, and when I try to commit this, yeah, why not? Just add to the commit, test commit. It's not really appropriate comment, but test is a test. And now actually I get the message. So this is the message you would expect when your push went through and was committed to the Git repository. Right. I didn't actually play around with it. Did I actually make a fork easily? Push the origin, pull, switch, new branch. Well, I guess the features will have to be like each. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to organize this, but I imagine when, well, the flow should be like this. Whenever someone is working on its changes, on individual changes, like, well, it doesn't really, because usually you should be working on your own branch where you commit your own changes, and when you feel like it's done, then you submit the whole branch. And I imagine, well, that's when you do the pull request, meaning that you want your branch to be merged into the main root branch. Uh, hmm. So let's see, if I make a branch, this branch, upstream for push and pull, and pulling. Hey, nice enter. It's going okay. How about you? I just started streaming, so I got the commits working. Now I'm trying to figure out how branching works, because it's not something I use all that much. Like, maybe I've used branching once or twice, but it is a key feature for organizing work, well, organizing commits and changes to the source code within a group of developers. What usually tended to happen was that the changes were so small, because usually you were maintaining, well, I was maintaining an older application, and the features I was working on were small enough that they didn't warrant their own branch. Yeah. I have been researching a bit about VPN. I'm not sure why your message is not showing up again. So annoying. I mean in this page, in the overlay. Yeah, I saw. That's what I wanted to look at today. Yeah, let's not mess with branches just yet. It's not really all that important. But what is annoying a little bit? Yeah, this shows up here, but it doesn't show up in the overlay. That's not good. Make a quick test. Yeah, I have no idea why it missed your message, but I guess it apparently misses some messages. Overlay? Oh, whatever. Right. So yeah, that's what I wanted to look at, because I saw you made a bunch of posts on Discord. So I haven't really gone through them. I just skimmed through them. I want to go into more detail now. This doesn't open how I want. A second. Copy link. Right. Some of them are irrelevant. These first were from last stream. Oh, right. Yeah, can't connect. Yeah. So actually, how I solved it, it turns out the token is actually supposed to be used as a password. So that's it. Then you set up your, let's see, Git repository. This is not really needed anymore. Delete, tree, delete everything. Okay. So here, figure push. And yeah, so here, this is where you're supposed to enter your token. Like, it uses normal HTTPS protocol, and the token is used as a password. And yeah, so that was it. That's how I solved it. This is a little bit bizarre how they have it set up, but you know, I guess, well, if it works, it works. I don't really care all that much. But yeah, what kind of programming languages can be used? Yeah, I skimmed through this one, and I'm pretty sure it says that any language can be used. But I started wondering if well, let's see. Oh yeah, this is just a question, I guess. Every programming language that is Turing complete. Okay, so it's talking about Turing machine, state machine, yes. And has a way of creating and accepting connections to and from the internet. C, C++, Java, Python, blah blah blah, and pretty much any language that's useful. If you write a wrapper, you can use every language there is, even yeah. So I agree with that. It seems reasonable, but they are talking about the wrapper. So you have you wrap around, like you have a let's see what else people are saying, because you can have a library that performs all the necessary things for the VPN to work, and you just call it from your programming language of choice, and it will work fine, which is a completely viable option, at least for the prototyping stage. You can probably create that in any language. You'll need hook into the driver system of an operating system. Maybe. Yeah, I guess you... Not sure if you would actually need to go as deep as interacting with the driver directly. I'm sure the tools provided by the operating system would be enough. But you know, maybe there's a security issue, maybe it could be hijacked along the way somewhere, somehow, but not sure it's worth worrying about that at the moment. Yeah, you don't need to program anything, just use VPN server installed. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, OpenVPN. This is what I saw. OpenVPN is actually a very good piece of software, and it's used very well. It's used very widely. Yeah, it indicates all of these are OpenVPN partners, and I'm pretty sure OpenVPN is even included in the Linux distribution. So if I do open, oh, actually it's not. Let's see. apt get install open. Yeah, I should do sudo. Yeah, so it's very easy to get, and it is a very useful piece of software. So, well, I guess I just no. Okay, that's. I will come back to it if I need to actually start using it or configuring it. So let's just have it installed. For some reason, I thought it comes with the Linux distribution. I guess it comes with enterprise distributions, like server operating systems. Maybe, yeah, that's more common there, not on Ubuntu that I'm using. Yeah, easy deploy, scale, manage your network as you... Okay. The easy button for connecting and securing your business. Next generation OpenVPN. I wonder if they have... if they are open source. Let's look for the source. I think I saw a link. Self-hosted VPN. Documentation source code. Nice. So how do we actually get access? OpenVPN 2, OpenVPN 3. I wonder what's the difference. Well, the versions are different, but is there actually a functional difference? Server client libraries, okay. Oh, it is on GitHub, nice. And...
Many people, they say that, like, Lucifen is kind of noodles.
Sure why my phone started playing by itself. Let's see. 96% is C. Yeah. That sounds about right. Look at the source. Open VPN. Buffer. I kinda wanna look at the source itself, so since we learn how to use GitHub. Just use the URL. Import the project into our development environment. Do this, open VPN. Actually need the password. Let's just keep the configuration the same. It's a bunch of branches. Yeah, let's get all of them. Why not? Okay. System projects after then. I don't think there will be any Eclipse projects in Sign. Okay, looks like it's going, cloning. Right. So we have OpenVPN. Branches. Wait, how can I do this? Import projects. OpenVPN. Finish. Allegedly this created a full tree of all the stuff that's here. Build and make files. Those are a thing. So make files are basically instructions for the compiler. Oh, something like that. Samples. Look at the source code. Oh, it doesn't wanna open it here. Don't want to associate with system editor. Can I have a perspective for... Okay, I have Python. The perspective for C. Yeah. Yeah, I need a plugin, yeah, looks like it. It's Marketplace. I saw stuff for C++. Should be a plugin for C. I wonder how hard it will be to find though. Yeah, C. Maybe I should Google. Eclipse plugin for C. Hey, hello. And it looks like it's Eclipse C, C++. Well, this has a lot of stars, I guess. Maybe I should use this one. Can I get a shout out for Daksh? Well, shout out for you, Daksh. If that's how you say it? Yeah, Night Center, you missed like this morning. I apparently had like 20 viewers at some point. Allegedly, someone finished the stream and raided me or something. So, but the odd thing was that there was zero interaction. Like the guy who raided me, he said a couple of words, followed me, and sent me all the viewers, and that was it. So it was kind of bizarre. But in the statistics after the stream, it showed that I had 50 unique viewers. That was very odd. Like when Risk came and started talking, like that was the first interaction after that. Like, and he came at the very end of the stream, so that was very odd. Not sure what was that about. Right, so I guess I'll just install this one. So to install, you can just drag it to Eclipse. Yes, like this. Let's work. Look like it. Let's try that again. Oh, actually drop it. Okay. From what I know, you can just drag it. Install using this button. Oh, drag to install. Exactly. What I was trying to do. Drag to your running Eclipse workspace. Why is Eclipse Marketplace? It's not working. It worked before. Just do it manually. Yeah, I guess so. Well, it doesn't really say the name. Drag and drop install feature by dragging install. Running Eclipse workspace. Okay. Marketplace, yeah. Oh, it's sir, what? Eclipse C++. So I guess just I should search for C/C++. Like this. Oh. What? Programming languages. Yeah, I don't think it likes that I'm using only one key, like one character for the search. Let's see, Eclipse C. Now it looks like it's actually trying to search. Okay, what did I find? Plus plus. Cucumber Eclipse plugin. Okay, Java is installed. Plus plus for Arduino. Okay. We'll open a window. Not the link. I just copied. Why is it being so difficult? Launch dragging icon over Eclipse workspace. Then drop it. Eclipse workspace. I guess I should try it in a different browser. Try using... Yeah, so I guess the Chromium doesn't really work. Yeah, Eclipse C++. Confirm. Yeah, the marketplace search is not all that great, I guess. I accept. Right. So now I should be able to... Oh no, is it done? No, it is installing. Oh yeah, I haven't said, told you, Night Hunter. I'm considering. Well, I will try to apply for a position as a developer at Discord. Be cool to work there. Yeah. Start Eclipse. Okay, restart now. Yeah, tomorrow I'll be writing my cover letter, explaining why they should hire me. So that's gonna be interesting. Okay, this is done. Welcome. Welcome. Now we can perspective. Other perspectives, yeah. You could finally tell them to make the documentation better. Well, Hikari is not actually their project. It is a third-party project. C, C++, I guess they are the same. They are at least considered the same. That's interesting. Compat, make file. Let's see. The color scheme is not all that great. Source dir, make file ini. Okay. Not really sure how to read C++ projects. Discord money. Well, no, it's not about the money. I like the project. I kind of wanna participate in the development of Discord. Also, I'm using it quite a bit. I create bots. I made several bots using their API, which is also a plus, a benefit when you're applying for a position. See, open VPN, and there's a lot of stuff. It'd be nice to know where to start. To build and install, information, the file directory, sample, script to rebuild or configure script and make file, configure AC. Where is it? This one? Damn, that's a long file. That's a lot of stuff. 1400 lines to rebuild a... What was it? Configuration file? Yeah, configure script and make file. Which position I'm applying to? I don't remember the actual title. It's just the developer position. I don't remember exactly. I don't think it's very descriptive, and it doesn't go into much detail. What will be the actual? What you can expect to be working on? So, oh, there's I don't really know. And I'm here. Welcome back. Sample. Right. Sample Perl script, which can be used with open VPNs. ls verify option to provide a customized authentication test on embedded X509 certificate fields. Okay. Yeah, one thing is certificates. Certificates are very important for VPN, for encryption in general. Sample RC keys and certificates don't use these files for anything other than testing because they are totally insecure. Yeah, that's sample keys. You can take a look at certificates, how they look. Sample keys. Yeah, there's quite a few. They actually say To generate the fresh test key, so the example section of the man page. So keys. Oh, it's my config OpenSSL. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. The certificates. Oh, this tries to open with something else. Oh, not system editor. Open with text editor. Yeah, so this is like basically how a certificate looks like. And CA means certificate authority. So this is the root certificate that's used. Well, basically how certificates work is there are trusted certificates from trusted providers that can issue new certificates. Can I build a website for this app? Well, if you want, yeah, sure, go for it. Well, you're learning Django, so yeah. I'm not sure what would be in the website though. What do we need in the website? Maybe a download page, some instructions, some documentation. I would love to. What do you mean? You would love to drink some tea, like I am right now? Right. Yeah, this is just the basic. I imagine all of these. Yeah. There shouldn't be anything special. So key. Don't remember. There should be. This is. Oh, this is the private key and the certificate part. So there are two parts to the certificate when you issue it. It has a public part and the private part. And private part is used to encrypt a message or part of it, so it can be verified on the other side. If it was actually signed with, well, that's how you use the public key. Are these keys encrypted? Not really. It's just generated. So for key to be keys are basically a random string. So no, it's not what I want. Text editor. So this is just a random string that's used for the encryption. It's used in the algorithm itself. It could be hashed. I'm not really sure. Well, hash is hashing functions basically return a unique fingerprint on a specific input. But oh, actually, yeah, those are hashed. Yeah, that is true. At least the public part is definitely hashed because it all has it has the information you would need. Well, download a page making account. Their page for secure code, a page to support the developer, a page for community to post the errors like a forum. Oh, that's a lot of features. That's quite a big page. But if you want, yeah, sure, why not? So yeah, these are encoded, not encrypted. So I don't remember. There's oh, I guess I have OpenVPN. And might as well use that to read what's actually inside the certificate. To do that, let's see, needed the directory where this file is. So let's navigate there. So we should see, yeah, all the certificate files here. And I don't remember the actual commands. Let's see, man open VPN. Because OpenVPN can be used to read what's in the certificates. Mode, local, remote. If I remember correctly. Route. Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe the certificate managers are different pieces of software. Yeah, I'm misremembering. Okay, let's Google it real quick. Right. Reading private key from don't even remember what would be a good wording for this. Yeah. PEM file. Don't remember which one is the PEM file. Right. Public key cryptography, also known as symmetric cryptography, relies upon two related keys, a public key and a private key. Yeah. What are these keys for? Sorry if you already answered the question. No, I did not. Well, the keys are for encrypting. Is the name finalized? Not really. I have well, not generally. What do you mean? You mean the name is not finalized? Not generally? Yeah, what? I guess that is true. I just have a suggestion. Remember where I was talking? We had a discussion where I floated around the name. Was it here? Don't remember. Oh, yeah, yeah, discussion here. Oh? Oh. You suggested Cyber VPN, and I think maybe something like Community VPN would be a better name, but not generally. But the one in your library, in your project. Oh, you mean these are for testing purposes? Because well, these in the project, in OpenVPN project, these are samples, so you can. Well, since there is an included a certificate authority, which is like it's just another key, can be used to generate other keys. It is for testing purposes, so you wouldn't have to bother with generating your own private public keys. You can take some of these and use them, well, for whatever you need for testing. Because when everything is set up, like it won't work if you don't provide appropriate certificates at both ends, because one of the because VPN encrypts your traffic, it needs on the other side a way to decrypt it, and that's how you that's how the keys are used for. This is what they are used for. So let's read on a little bit, because I have worked with SSL keys, well, quite a bit. So I understand them, but I've worked with them quite a while ago. So my terminology might be not 100% accurate. I'd rather go with the description for now. The public key is used to encrypt the message, while only the owner of the private key can decrypt the message. Oh. Well, I guess it's not... Well, this is one way to use it. What ciphering method are you going to use? I have no idea. We probably should have a choice. Like, it shouldn't be something hard-coded into the application. I'm going to see how to read public and private keys from a PEM file. First, we study some important around public cryptography. Is it fine if I don't understand this stuff? I will be able to contribute? Yeah, sure. Well, hopefully my job would be to explain it good enough so you would understand. So maybe I should make a plan beforehand instead of winging it, because my memory is not that great, so I don't remember all the fine details. I don't even remember which application I used to manage the keys. Yeah, so base 64 encoded certificate, so that's what we are looking at. So it is encoded, it doesn't have all the details in plain text, but you can definitely see that. Basically, okay, let's read on. Okay, let's understand some concept. X509, well, it's a standard defined to format public key certificates. So this format describes a public key among other information. There is the most popular encoding format to store data, like certificates. PKCS8. Like, these names are excellent. Private keys in files. The binary encoding and the resulting content cannot be viewed with a text. Well, you can view it, but you won't really see much. You'll see this. Okay, PKCS8 is a standard syntax for storing private key information. The private key can be optionally encrypted using a symmetric algorithm. Not really sure what they mean by symmetric algorithm, but I guess we'll figure it out eventually. Not only can RSA private keys can be handled by this standard, but also other algorithms. Private keys are typically exchanged through the PEM coding format, and they are throwing a lot of concepts here. Why does it matter which encoding format is being used? Like, it's not really relevant. Okay, base 64 encoding mechanism for certificate. PEM also may encode other kinds of data such as public private keys and certificate requests. Oh yeah, those and other things. You can create a certificate request. In school we used to use Cleopatra and Crypto tool for learning the algorithms. And that's good. I can't say I actually used any of these. They don't really seem familiar. Maybe Cleopatra I've seen somewhere, but it wasn't in a professional setting. PEM file contains header and footer describing the type of encoded data. Yeah, public key and private key. Pure Java. So reading from a file, I'll create a string. We were learning basics of cryptography, yeah. I don't think we actually learned about cryptography in the university ourselves. So my knowledge is quite limited, I guess, in that regard. I just have experience working with certificates. Utility method. So this is all done in code. I'm looking for a tool. Key Linux. SH keys. Well, I'm not sure it's SH key. Well, it is pretty much the same, but let's open SSH, I think. If find it, try it. Here. Open SSL. That's what you use to actually manipulate the certificates. Okay. I'm starting to remember stuff. So let's see. CA. My knowledge is completely limited. I still haven't finished high school. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool if they teach stuff like this in high school. Right. So this is what you actually use. Only I remembered which command. Have any examples? options. Okay, it doesn't really have any commands. Okay, displaying. Okay, let's Google displaying certificate data. There's Open SSL. Open SSL. Read certificate. Most OpenSSL commands, yeah, those are right. Key. Generate keys, generate self-signed certificate, generate certificate signed, blah blah blah. Request. Another request, checking out using OpenSSL. So this is for request. Private key. Okay. Do that. Check and private key. See, certificate authority. What do they have in there? Oh, just prints. What? Writing RSA. Well, that's encrypted. Well, encoded or hashed. I don't even know what's the correct word. Yeah, these are different types. Oh, I get a bunch of spam again. Not nice. Right. What am I missing? Wrong. Check your private key, check certificate. Converting. These commands allow you to convert certificate and key to different formats to make them compatible with types software. Tomcat ISS. So basically the certificates, well, the most popular use case where you would use certificates is to enable your HTTPS protocol to work, because this well, each website that has supports HTTPS does that through certificates. So I'm explaining this very badly, very poorly. I feel so dumb because I feel like I should have done some research beforehand before I start streaming about this. Export out in key. How do I actually get certificates? I know from C, but how? Well, the easiest way is to generate the certificate yourself with OpenSSL, for example. So these commands would well, create basically your certificate. So yeah, this would generate a private key, which is the most important part. And so if you want to get your own certificate, or if you want to get a legitimate certificate, you would actually create the certificate request, which will which will be like filled out with all the details, like which company you belong, like which company this certificate belongs to, all the. Let's see. We can take a look at. Well, I kind of want to open that sample certificate and see what is actually filled in there, because I thought this will provide me with actual information there. Check certificate signing request. CSR, but I don't think there is any CSR files. Yeah, there's only certificates and public keys. Hello, Mio Fro. Hello, friend. I don't actually remember you here, so are you new? I'm fumbling around trying to remember how certificates work, or how to work with them. Check a private key, check a certificate. Okay, let's try looking at the certificate instead of the private key. Here. Oh, we worked on my ice cream list last week. Oh, right, completely forgot about that. How did that go? Okay, let's look at the certificates. What we have? Client CACRT. Okay, let's look at that. Like I shouldn't have deleted. Don't remember what was. Okay, text. CI dot. Yeah, it just prints out the. Oh no, actually, okay. So this is the information you actually need to provide. Well, not this exactly. Signature algorithm, what kind of certificate you want. I got 100% on it, thank you. Well, you're welcome. Wasn't really all that complicated. RC encryption. So subject Bishkek. I have no idea. So open VPN test. Oh, so these are fields you need to provide. So these are basically information about the owner of the certificate, who is it issued to. So email, yeah, so me at host my domain, so this doesn't really say much. O stands for organization, if I remember correctly. L is for location. C and ST I don't remember. And then, yeah, it's basically all the generated fields. I have this other assignment due that involves grabbing TXT files and opening them on Python. Well, that's doesn't sound all that complicated. So basically, say has to sign it so you can establish a HTTPS connection. You know, yes, but well, not because well, it's not really required. So there is basically a hierarchy. If you open your browser. So basically, just having a certificate doesn't mean anything. So if you start hosting a website and set it up with your own certificates, you would get anyone who will try to open your website will say that it will show you the warning. I'm sure you have seen it around where it says that this website is not secure. It has unknown certificate, untrusted certificate. So that's what would happen. And it doesn't matter if you sign it with another certificate and so on. CA, certificate authority, doesn't mean anything special. It's just another certificate. But the key thing about certificate authorities is that your browser actually has a list of trusted certificates. All browsers come with them. So, and it's a very lengthy list. Security and privacy. Should be able to find them somewhere. List of the certificates. Yeah, manage certificates and authorities. So these are CA authorities that will be trusted by your browser. So if you want to get a legitimate certificate that will work and your website won't throw any errors, you need to buy a certificate from one of these providers. So for example, like this one, you can use all the details about them, so company name and so on. Are you going to stream later? Well, I'm gonna stream for like 2 more hours. So not really planning on streaming on later on. So if you have a question, I can quickly try to answer it, but otherwise I'm kind of in the middle of working, talking about VPNs and encryption and so on. So I won't be able to actually go through the problem like I did last time. Not at this point, at least. I will be streaming tomorrow morning, but I'm not sure that's gonna help. Let's see. So yeah, that's how it works. So org Amazon, so if you can get an Amazon certificates are trusted. So Amazon can issue any certificate you want and it will be trusted. And there's actually been a big deal. It's because I'm at work right now, so I can't access my questions. Oh, okay. Well, no. Well, I'm not sure when you will be able to do that. So, well, if I will be online, I can definitely try helping again. So yeah, so that's how certificate authorities work. They're nothing special. They're just another certificate that's already trusted. It's pre-trusted by the browsers. And that's why you need a certificate authority to issue another certificate that's signed by them, and it's cryptographically possible to verify that it's actually signed by them. So if I go here, connection is secure and secure certificate is valid. So if we open a certificate, it should have a whole chain. So yeah, this is, I can't really extend it. So this is the certificate chain. So GitHub has its certificate that's signed by this certificate authority, which is by itself was signed by this certificate authority. So you have a whole chain of certificates, and this is actually the one that was issued to GitHub. And since this or this is actually trusted by your browser, that's why it doesn't throw any errors and the HTTPS works properly. Oh, sorry. I'll tune in tomorrow and be able to send the questions. Okay, that sounds good. I'm not sure what, well, you'll see if when I'll be streaming, so that's how certificates are used. That's what their function is. And all the nitty-gritty is you manage them using this OpenSSL. Well, at least on Linux. That's what I used to do. And it has all the tools for creating a new certificate, creating a certificate request, which that's how you actually get a new certificate from an authority. So basically, when you buy a certificate from one of those trusted providers, you generate a certificate request which fills out all the fields, all of these details that are provided in the certificate itself, like company name, CN, so common name, or organization, organization unit. Let's see, all of these fields have to be provided. Validity period, I think, is given by the authority, so this one was issued for 1 year, more or less. It's actually about to, it's about to expire in a couple of months, but it's like a treadmill. You need to keep updating the certificates when they expire. It used to be, it wasn't a big deal to get a certificate issued for like 3 years. I guess it's no longer a thing. And these fingerprints are made with these hash functions. I'm not really sure about fingerprints. I think it's just to validate. It used just for validation that this whole certificate using, so SHA is just a hashing algorithm. It basically a hashing function. It should be in public web pages. Hashing function, maybe hash website. Yeah, it seems like it's legit. Yeah, input output. So if I take the certificate itself, SHA1 has collision from what I remember. That's quite possible. So for example, Oh, I guess I don't really have to extract the certificate itself. This is the fingerprint signature value algorithm. Not sure if it's actually gonna show me public key. Oh yeah, so this is the key. I think that's what they mean by this. That if I do the key, oh actually yeah, this is in in hexadecimal. So it won't really actually produce the desired result. But imagine if you give see any random text. Oh, it's actually copy it. So this, it will always just generate a. Well, if I change one symbol, it changes quite a lot. So this is just a fingerprint to verify that. Well, you can try verifying yourself if you want. It's like a tool for you to verify that it is actually what it claims to be. Like it wasn't modified along the way. So that's the point of having fingerprints. I'm not sure how useful it actually is. Yeah, so how useful they are in this certificate, I don't remember using these at all. But yeah, that's what they could be used for. Signature value. But this is hexadecimal. Oh, I guess this is also hexadecimal. So if I convert it into a string, yeah, well, the fingerprints are just there as a convenience. They're not really used for anything. Well, they are not really needed for the certificate to function. Right. I guess that explains the main things about the certificates, how they work. So among other things, they don't have to be used. Well, they are used not only for HTTPS protocol for secure. Well, HTTPS stands for HTTP Secure Hypertext Protocol. No. HTT. There's two T's. What the other T stands for? HTTP meaning. Oh, it's hypertext. Oh, okay, hypertext protocol, and HTTPS is just secure, so it means it's encrypted. And well, right. Not sure if there's any other questions. I can try answering if it's clear, somewhat, hopefully. Right. So getting back. Okay, what programming languages can be used? So on. Oh yeah, I wanted to read what kind of certificates they were using and providing as an example, but yeah, it was just random values, nothing meaningful. So these are basically dummy certificates. If you're gonna use, you might as well generate them yourself. But I guess if you don't want to be bothered to search how to use OpenSSL, then yeah, I guess you can use them there. So they're just provided there for the convenience sake. Right. Yeah, I wanted to explore this a little bit more, but yeah, this is a very sophisticated piece of software and very complicated. Install, let's say, go to configure, make install. So this is how you actually install. So make is basically a command for C++, I guess C in this case, compiler. Imagine they are very similar. And then the make file will compile, pre-compile stuff. It gets them ready for the next stage. where it actually compiles them to final binaries. It is a little bit involved, the whole process, working with C, C++ code. It's not as simple as like, for example, Python, where you just write a code, write a script, and you can immediately run it. And with C, C++, it doesn't work like that. Right. So configure, even have that at least. Not seeing it. Guess this means you just create another directory. Yes. Okay, I'm not really sure how people compile the code exactly, but the directory names are quite important. Like, it expects certain things to be in certain directories for sure. Download. Easier essay. Sure what that's probably another software used to manage certificates or something, from the sound of it. F window driver, so source code. F window, so I guess this is what's used to access the drivers for the network interface or something. Get a cross compilation environment go to and build step-by-step instructions with real-world examples. Ported platforms. So yeah, that's one annoying thing about C, C++. You need to compile the source code for each platform separately. And for different processors as well. Well, namely for x86 and AMD 64. No, I guess they have other include ARM processors, ARC, Alpha. I don't even know these architectures. Well, I've heard of them, but right. Okay, it requires TON and or TAP drivers, space programs to control a virtual point-to-point IP or Ethernet device. Operation section below for more info. OpenSSL, so this is what they use. Well, the software I use to open the certificate, that's what they use for managing the encryption. Right. Fire available on OpenSSL.org or MBED TLS library. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, so VPN. Well, a good VPN solution is very complicated. So I'm thinking maybe it could be just used as is, as a product, and we can wrap around it. So we basically have an application that calls OpenVPN and sets everything up. So configures it, so the user itself himself doesn't have to worry about all of the configurations and so on that is required to make OpenVPN work. Right. Test crypto. What? Also cryptography. They mean when I read crypto, I kind of think about cryptocurrencies right off the bat. But yeah, that's probably wasn't the thing when this was initially created. Tests after build. Zero compression. A bunch of stuff. Don't compile compression support. Disable crypto support. What does this mean? Default yes. Cipher modes. Oh yeah, ciphers is another thing that has to be supported by the certificate. That's kind of a pain. Let's see, can I actually find sick? I remember there being a list. Key. Oh, it's just signature algorithm. Don't see anything about cipher space. Cipher. I don't even remember what they name it. Cipher something. Oh, whatever. It's not really important. It's something you need to provide when actually writing a request, certificate request. You need to provide what kind of cipher. I think it's called cipher space or something like that. It's what kind of clip. Let's go back. It's my test. Right. Let's see. Okay, maybe I shouldn't start by looking at the source code. First of all, I probably should read the documentation, see what OpenVPN is about. But what does your name mean? Do you mean my name? Every time? Every time? Yeah, it's, well, origin is not that exciting. I'd say it's a reference to getting a bad RNG. So there is a game that I used to play quite a lot called World of Tanks, and it was kind of a meme that you always roll. Well, you get bad rolls, bad RNG, and one of the creators I really liked was always had this saying that like something bad happens every time, so that stuck with me, and I just used that with Eastern European spelling. Your parents played it? I don't. My parents. Yeah, my parents didn't play that game. I played that game for quite a long time. Yeah, my cousin even wrote me today asking if I wanna come and play. Well, if I wanna join and with him and play some World of Tanks, which I'm not really excited about. So I declined. Oh, the meaning of my real name. Oh, it's a Lithuanian name. It doesn't have any deeper meaning. It's just a historical figure. Yeah, a very famous person in Lithuanian history. He ruled over Lithuania when Lithuania was a huge country. Basically, it spanned through over like it started at the Baltic Sea and ended at the Black Sea. So how can we participate with the project? Well, you're participating already, so you're already provided some information, all the research you did. I guess I'm the one that's lagging behind. I should be more quick to go through all of that. But for now, I'm not really sure what would be the best way to contribute. Ideas maybe? Getting involved in discussion, but you're the one who's active. I'm not really sure what would be what else could I ask? Like you're doing enough as it is. I'm the one who's falling behind, So OpenVPN, that was a really good thing you mentioned. Generally, yeah. There is a game called Pocket Tanks. It's quite old, but it's very good. If you don't have internet and have only one phone, you can play it on stream one day. Well, we can. I haven't played anything on stream in a while. I haven't considered that. But yeah, the contribution is basically anything you want to contribute, anything you can find. You know, research is good. At the moment, that's what we're doing. When we have a good idea what how we want to implement it, then we can start contributing actual code or suggestions about the code and so on. But for now, I want to look into OpenVPN and see what are its actual capabilities. I just know that we used it, but I never went into details how it actually works and how, well, I want to know how it can be incorporated, how hard it is to incorporate it into other piece of software. And the documentation, I think I should start with the documentation. Latest release. I think it should be close. Not fun, okay. You can look here, OpenVPN. Documentation. Will take a while. Configuring client-specific rules, access policies. Doesn't really have a quick guide. Well, I guess it's not a programming language. It has a very specific purpose. Suppose we are setting up a company VPN and we would like to establish access policies for 3 different classes of users. Please, Samba email service. Contractor, the special service. Basic approach, segregate each user class into its own virtual IP. Control access to the machines. Firewall rules, which key. The client virtual IP address. Okay, so but this is not really related to OpenVPN, so setting up IP addresses and so on. Well, I guess this wasn't a good. Let's see articles. Reference manual. I imagine this is a lengthy book. Oh, so well, I guess this is only references, so all the commands and so on. So this is what you get when you type in and open VPN. Imagine this is very, yeah, it sounds, it's almost identical. Config file. Actually, is different somewhat. Maybe not actually. Same. Alignment is a little bit different. Okay, so this is not. I should just Google how OpenVPN works. Seems a little bit dumb. I should be. Well, I understand the concepts, but I might be wrong. Well, I don't know the details. Connection protocol facilitates secure tunnel between 2 points in a network. That's what VPN is. Okay, as we provide more details, we're going to dive deeper into how it works and when you should use it. Is your password any good? Not sure what you mean by that. My password should be good. Like I use the password manager, so most of them. Oh, ads. I don't even see those, and didn't pay attention. Right. Not uncommon to visit VPN website and see them boasting blah blah blah. Open VPN as a feature. It's usually one of a handful of VPN connection protocols you can use. How do they call it VPN connection protocol? What do they mean by that? Is it a software? Connection types tend to be confusing to most people, especially since many of them are acronyms. Yeah, that is true. Have no meaning by themselves. I'd like to explain different VPN protocols available. Okay, let's take a look. Right. Note that you don't have to understand VPN protocols in order to use VPN. In fact, most of the time you won't even see options or connection types until you open up the advanced settings. Okay. Most commercial VPNs are good. Advanced settings exist, however, because they are cases where you would want to choose how you connect with your VPN. That's where this guide can help you. Different kinds of VPN protocols. So this is linking to a new article. This is just a click farm. Quick list of those. Okay. While some VPN services develop their own proprietary protocols, there is a common standard of VPN protocols you'll find across the board. Quick list those you're most likely to run into. Okay. Your socket tunneling protocol. There are others out there. Soft tether, lightweight, etc. They haven't been widely adopted or proprietary to a specific company. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Industry standard: secure, fast, and suitable for all VPN users. Cons: bloated source code. Okay, that's okay. That's good to know. That I wasn't imagining that the software source code looks very complicated. So it is actually bloated. Okay. WireGuard, open source. It is faster and more stable than OpenVPN. Relatively new and under development. That's an interesting option to take a look at. P2P. That's an ideal for streaming, supported on older devices. This secure protocol and only recommended for advanced users. Okay. Lower than OpenVPN. Only recommended for advanced users. Okay. As secure as OpenVPN. SSTP, extremely secure and can bypass firewalls that L2 can't. It works only on Windows computers. Okay. That's why that thing looks kind of interesting. Yeah, I guess this is the downside of OpenVPN, that it's been around so long and it's used by so many companies that, yeah, it has just a lot of features. But I guess the other thing about OpenVPN, if you know it, like everyone uses it, so there's always a benefit of that. Okay, so these are basically protocols. Is the industry standard? Okay. most commonly used. Part of what makes OpenVPN so popular is the fact that it's open source technology, unlike the few other protocols that were developed by Microsoft. Okay. Strength of OpenVPN: extremely secure, highly configurable, can be used on both TCP and UDP ports while supporting a large number of encryption algorithms and ciphers. Okay, that's good. Well, TCP and UDP ports are just dedicated ports for specific types of communications. So I'm not sure why. Well, I don't really know why using those ports is a very good feature. Why is that? I don't know. I guess if you want to secure, like, I don't even remember what kind of traffic TCPs is used for. I really like doing the flashbangs. TCP protocol. Okay, let's read the quick and dirty explanation. Internet protocol, transmission control protocol. The one that's actually used by HTTP. Yeah, HTTP is the application layer, transport layer is either TCP, UDP, so on. Then it goes down to the IP layer. And this link layer, I have no idea. None of these sound familiar to me. Okay. I guess TCP, UDP are just lower level protocols. Mario.com. Okay. So let's take a look. Mario. Okay. Consent. Oh, what's hidden traps? Right, why hidden traps? Okay. Oh, okay. Clicked on it. 3 more games. Okay, start the challenge. Oh, let's have a jump. Okay. Space to retry. Shout. Just do one level. Okay, I'll try. But everything is what it seems. Okay. Oh, so you can't just walk. Okay, so I had to actually jump. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to do this this part. Oh. Add these blocks underneath. That's gonna be a trap, yep. Oh. Oh, at the very edge is also a trap. Okay. What happened here? So I need to jump underneath, okay. Oh, it's, here. Let's run it under. It's actually not the end. Wow, okay. Oh, it is the end, no? Oh, it's just a checkpoint. Oh, it's a checkpoint. Okay, I kind of expected that. Okay, I didn't expect that. Oh, that was unexpected. Oh. Oh, I guess I can't jump over it. That is very unfair. Let's see. Oh, that was definitely unfair. Okay, forgot about this one. That part. Oh, didn't reach it. Oh, forgot to do that. I was thinking what to do next. Yes, jump like this. Oh, poor timing. Right. I guess the last part is about timing. Oh. Not really sure how to actually complete the last part. Don't play it more than this, it will fuck up your brain. Yeah, it doesn't look like a game sounds, well, it's not a game I would actually play. It doesn't look like a game I would play. People break their monitors over this game. I kind of would understand if it was very responsive, but it's not that responsive, so... Like, it's hard to be upset when the thing... well, the inputs are not that... it takes so long to lose the momentum and switch directions. Oh... I consider myself quite a patient person. Oh. Yeah, you can't you can't really switch directions. Well, it's really hard. You're jumping to stop. I guess I need to just time it better. So I jump to the very end. Not really sure how. Oh yeah, I guess I need to stand here. Do it. Yeah. So the last part is really hard. Not really sure how far can I run. Okay, this is too far. You can jump behind the trap. Not really sure which part do you mean. Behind which trap? You can't. Let's wait for it. Yeah, almost. Felt like I almost did it. I was about to jump. This is a little bit annoying because there aren't any visual cues. At least the ones, not the ones I notice. Yeah. Okay, let's change strategies. Oh, right. Yeah, there are many traps to remember. Oh. It was a bit unfortunate, but I think this is how I should be going about this. Hey! I should do it. So it's not about timing, it's just jumping not too far. Right. Level complete. Not really sure I wanna play another level. uh, but I kinda get it. It is kind of overwhelming, the amount of information to be absorbed. Like VPNs are kind of, yeah, cool. Let's go. Let's get back to dev stream. Yeah, we can do that. Where was I? Yeah, TCP, UDP, just different protocols that internet is built upon. It's time tested. It's also its downfall. Pure has been bloated with so much extra code over the years that it's bulky to install and sometimes slow to use. Okay. Use OpenVPN and security is your #1 priority. Okay. If OpenVPN is an option for you, try using it. Okay. WireGuard, just another one that sounds very appealing. While the rest of community standards listed here also these 2 decades old, WireGuard has only introduced in the past couple of years. We'll go into detail what makes WireGuard different. But the short answer is that it's much lighter code base that makes that takes advantage of better encryption libraries. What does it mean for you as a user? Encryption that is equal or better than OpenVPN. The most stable connection of any protocol here. Most lightweight and fast option. Okay, that's all the good advantages. Primal downfall is that it doesn't have decades of use to test for flaws. Code is open source and is continuously reviewed. It's continuously being improved when bugs or inefficiencies are found. There are only a select number of VPNs that offer WireGuard. I guess they're talking about VPN providers. Surfshark, NordVPN. So yeah, these are companies who provide VPN services. Okay. Select number of VPN. So I'm not sure they're conflating the term VPN, which means virtual private network, and like, well, I guess these are networks you're connecting to. Maybe that's not that off. It's worth testing this against OpenVPN to see which works better for you. Okay. I'm not really sure I'm interested in other types of VPN. VPS? What do you mean VPS? VPN? How are we going to make VPN? I'm not really sure yet. So, virtual private service? Why do we need virtual private service? Well, I guess we can. Well, we will need them eventually. But for now, the idea I have is to have both, like, have 2 users. One will be the user of the service, and the other user will be the provider of the service. So instead of having a centralized VPN, like one of these, like NordVPN and so on, instead of using their server as something you tunnel through, use another user of the network if you want. Like that would be the basic idea. But it has its downsides, which I haven't really talked about yet. But the biggest downside is the actual user. Well, if you think about the benefits of using a VPN, is that some well, people in between your traffic who are servicing your traffic can't really see what are you doing on the internet. So an internet service provider, well, if you're not using a VPN, he always knows what kind of websites you're visiting, at least. If it's not using HTTPS, then it can see the traffic because it's not encrypted. HTTPS encrypts the traffic itself, so they don't really see what content you're viewing on the website. So it doesn't really help with that. But they can definitely see what website you are on, because that's not really part of the HTTPS protocol. It's there's something called DNS calls. So DNS, I'm sure you should know what DNS is at this point, but it stands for domain name system. I always called it service, but this basically is a bunch of servers that keep track of what IP is, for example, which website associated with. So when you open, let's say, wikipedia.org, it's not an address on, like, you can't say for your network connection to go to this website. It needs an IP, an actual IP. Everything has to be addressed by its IP address, because that's the actual, well, IP stands for Internet Protocol. So that's what's actually used to connect and transfer information between two machines on the internet. So it has to have that. So DNS is a specialized system, a specialized service usually that just keeps track of all the IP addresses for all the websites. So when you go to a certain website, before it actually starts, before it gets, it's not encrypted because you don't get the certificates until you actually go to the website and request, there is a process called SSL handshake. When they agree what kind of certificate the other side will provide the certificate, then you will agree, both sides will have to agree what kind of cipher to be used for the encryption of the whole connection and so on. But the DNS lookup, which basically takes the domain name that you're trying to access and transfers it, translates into the IP, is done way before that, and it's not encrypted. So your internet service provider can that's how he can see what kind of websites are you visiting, and it doesn't matter what kind of certificates are being used, or if any. 99% of the internet uses HTTPS, so the traffic itself after that will be encrypted, but they will know that you've been to that website. Right. So that's what your ISP can monitor about you and collect data about you. So the issue with having a open VPN, where users are both people are initiating the connection and servicing connection for other people, is that kind of monitoring can be done on the other side. So, for example, if you are providing VPN server to which people can connect on the network, that user has access to all that information as well. Well, your internet service provider doesn't have that information anymore because it goes through a VPN tunnel which is encrypted, so everything that goes, even DNS requests, will go through it, and he won't be able to see what kind of websites you're visiting, but the person who's servicing it can. So all of these VPN providers, they now know what kind of websites you're visiting, and if the website is not using HTTPS, then they can see the traffic itself as well. So it is a downside if you have a network, because, well, in theory it is possible that someone is monitoring your traffic and trying to extract as much information as possible out of it. And for that, then you would need like a private virtual private server, which would be an intermediary, because not only they will know the websites you're visiting, they will also know your IP because you're connecting directly to them. That's how VPN works. It's a connection between encryption and encrypted tunnel between two points on the internet, two machines connected to the internet. And yeah, each end knows other end's IP. But to work around that, you could have an intermediary server which is just a middleman that accepts connections from a user to the server, and then the server routes that traffic, makes another VPN connection to the end user who will be providing an exit node. So basically it will hide the IPs of the users from each other. So that's another way to do it. But that requires to have that middleman server which will service all the traffic. So I'm not sure how big of an issue it is. Like people, I imagine people would be really wouldn't really like the idea that the traffic can be viewed. Well, not the traffic itself, but some data could be extracted about their use, their internet habits, what kind of websites are they visiting, by someone you don't know, like a random person who is providing the VPN connection for you, so who's the other end of the encrypted tunnel. So it might be a big enough issue that it's not really, well, that everyone. So my idea to work around this is to give an option. So if you want, you can pay, well, it would obviously cost more to have a middleman, because you need to somehow support the server that is making, instead of one VPN connection, now you have to have two VPN connections, one to the server and one from the server to the exit node, or another user that's going to be servicing the traffic. So the user will still be able to see what kind of websites you're going to, but he won't be able to associate it with any user. So they wouldn't see the IP address pretty much. That's full benefit. But yeah, that will increase the costs 2 times. So I wonder if users, if people had a choice to go with either option, like to have well, when you're making a connection, where you can choose either you want a direct connection, or do you want to go through a intermediary server or virtual private server. That's a good name for it. I wonder what people would choose if they knew that connecting to a virtual private server would cost 2 times. Well, the prices would be double. But the downside is it is a lot cheaper to connect directly, but the person will know your IP address. I guess it goes both ways. You can get the IP address of a person who is part of the network and is providing who is servicing your traffic. So it is kind of a double-edged sword. So I guess both sides would have to have an option to do that. But yeah, the user would have to pay double the price, and the guy who is servicing it, I'm not even sure. Maybe they both should have a penalty associated to it. So maybe it shouldn't be like 2 times the price, maybe 50% extra. Yeah, not really sure what's the best approach here. Probably go with what? Which is the best WireGuard VPN? Oh, so Surfshark, so these are just providers, okay. Well, I guess they are their own networks at this point. So I guess you can call them VPNs. Yeah. So this is the main downside I can think of, is that the users can kind of, well, whatever your ISP can see about your traffic, the user who is servicing your VPN traffic is also able to see. So, you know, what are the chances of having a malicious actor providing services on your network, or a malicious actor using your services and just, well, when you're using, you only know the IP addresses. That's pretty much it, because you need to know that information to make a direct connection. Not sure if that made sense, if if any of this got absorbed, but yeah, that's the biggest issue. I use WinScribe. Oh, it's this one. Okay, that's good. Yeah, my head is not really working properly. I feel so tired today. So I'm not sure. WireGuard seems very... Is it WireGuard? I think it was WireGuard. Yeah, it is. Clicked on this ad by accident. Right. WireGuard different. Let's look for WireGuard. Have a website. One. Application protocol in free and open source software. Implements encrypted VPNs. And the goal of ease of use. To be better performance and more powerful than OpenVPN. WireGuard protocol use passes traffic over UDP. Okay. It's user datagram protocol. Oh, guess it doesn't really matter. The Linux version of the software reached a stable production release in 2020. Well, I guess it's 2 years ago, almost. It's incorporated the kernel. Okay. Kernel components are licensed. Okay. Get a link to their webpage or something like that. Repository doesn't actually use GitHub. Interesting. What's this? Whatever this. DX2C4? What? Okay. Written in C. So it is also written in C. Still, okay, Go. User space implementation. I guess user interface is made with Go. I never actually done anything with Go. Google Go. Oh, computer programming by Google. Play with board game Go. Okay. I guess it evolved into something from there. Statically typed compiler, compiled programming language, designed at Google by these people. Go syntactic is similar to C, but with memory safety, garbage collection, structural typing, and CSP, sequential process. Communicating sequential processes. Not really sure what this is. Science communication. CSP is the formal language for describing patterns of interaction in concurrent systems. So it has multi-threading. Is member of the family of countless theories of currency known as process algebra or process calculus. Calculi. Okay. Right. Highly influenced in the design of OC CAM programming language. Okay. History and so on. Right. So this is for, well, it talks about the concurrency, so, well, yeah, I guess. So multi-threading, the way to solve multi-threading issue. Okay, not really sure what the actual style means for the language. Structural typing, really sure. Garbage collection, I know. Memory safety, really sure what they mean by this. Well, not exactly, at least. Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter all that much. Started as Golang because of its former domain name, lang.org. Her name is Go. History. Lines type. It definitely looks like reminds C++. Well, so far. Right. It's actually used missions. Examples. It's quite a lot. Applications. Open source HTTP2 web server with automatic HTTPS capability. Okay. CockroachDB. That's a good name. Survival, strongly consistent, fill out SQL database. Ah. Strongly consistent. Survival, okay, I'm not really sure what these terms mean, talking about databases. Yeah, the survival just sounds odd. I guess when there is a failure of some sort. I don't know. Okay. Console. Also for DNS-based service discovery. Providing distributed key value storage. Docker. Ooh, Docker actually is written in Go. Wow. Linux containers. See you tomorrow morning. Okay. See you tomorrow. Yeah, Docker is another fascinating piece of software that's very popular at the moment. It's for making virtual containers. Well, it's a virtualization solution where you have an environment to which you set it up. Yeah, Docker is so trending right now. Yeah, it is. Well, it is a very good tool. It makes deployments very easy. Only comp is Kubernetes. don't remember about. I heard Kubernetes. I never used Docker myself, so I'm not really sure how the internals work. For virtualization, I use containers by Proxmox. So yeah, those are a little bit different. MongoDB is another interesting, widely used application. Nginx, yeah, I guess it's used quite a lot of places. Ethereum. Ethereum implementation of the Ethereum virtual machine. Ethereum is a virtual machine? Oh, virtual machine blockchain. So for the Ethereum cryptocurrency, so Ethereum is written in Cloudflare. Yeah, these are Google. Oh, well, I guess it's Google Go, so they made the language for themselves. dll google.com. Oh, DL. Download server. Okay. Let's go with interesting. Right. The WireGuard is also written in Go. That makes, well, some parts of it at least. Right. Okay, let's look at how can I use WireGuard on Linux. WireGuard on Linux. Oh, they have a website, normal website. Looks a little bit interesting. Extremely simple and fast. Let's state-of-the-art cryptography. Right, useful, more useful than IPsec. It intends to be the considerably more performant than OpenVPN. By the way, I want to ask a question. Do you think learning Django is good for me? There are many things I don't know, like how web pages work, like functions, like HTTP requests. I have no idea about. Well, you have to start somewhere, and since your internship already includes work with Django, so that's what you will learn all of the rest bit by bit. In university, you will learn the basic stuff. Well, hopefully, there will be lectures explaining all of that. But yeah, it is a good idea to learn, for sure, because that's what we will be actually working with. Because no one will ask you if you understand HTTP protocols and so on for your when you're applying for a job. They might ask, but usually they don't really care about that. They know if usually they are just interested in, well, if you're applying for a developer job, they're asking about your knowledge about certain languages, certain libraries, certain frameworks, which they are using. So Django would be one of them. So Django is much bigger concern. If you want to understand more about how internet works, about all of its infrastructure, you need to read books, pretty much. There's no better way to do that. Well, I guess you can go read the internet, but on the internet, like, it's not very well structured. So when you have a good grasp, you can go and look up things that you're missing, like to fill in the gaps. But to start with, yeah, you definitely need a good book. Actually, there are quite a few books that are published on the internet for free. Let's see. Books about internet. Culture, safety. How internet works. There is one very specific book I'm looking for. I don't remember the name. Oh, I think Reddit might have a link. Intro networks. Click. It's all dark. Sudden. Press on anything. Yeah, this is not right. Okay, let's do F12. Figure out how to do this. The redders have course, yeah, maybe. The background. Enable all the background colors. Yeah, okay, this does nothing. Like this. Okay, I guess it works now. Completely free intro network. Practical malware analysis. That sounds good. Testing guide. Facebook. Okay. How to discuss is any good? Okay. See, what is this? Okay. Licensing, classroom use, acknowledgement. Review of networks. Oh, I have dark theme enabled, so nothing is visible. Application transport IP, logical LAN, physical LAN. So these are the layers. Oh, I guess you can see it like this. So yeah, it talks about the different layers, how everything is structured. Kinda sucks. This one, kinda like having black background. Change background of this element. Border color. Background. Not really active. Kind of annoying. And okay. I'm not knowledgeable enough to mess with that. Back. Datagram forwarding. I was thinking of many problems we are going to have for sure. Yeah, well, I'm not sure if you were here when I was explaining what kind of issues I'm seeing about the privacy. That okay. Plans, IP, TCP. Oh, you heard it. Okay, that's good. Uh, it was a lengthy explanation, but I think yeah, those are the main problems, at least that I can foresee about like issues with the idea itself. But I want to hear what kind of concerns you have. Yeah, maybe this is not the best book. SOC analyst. How is SOC? Task of cybersecurity analyst. Okay, so cybersecurity. Also referred to be a SOC analyst in some sources. So we can think of security analyst. The rest of the article. Yeah, I'm not really interested in security analyst. Before I start, how do we call sites that are so-called user and providers? User of VPN and providers. I use a lot of terms in like exit node could be the one who's providing the service, who's handling the traffic. Like I don't really feel like there's a need to tie ourselves to one term. Just use whatever is most descriptive in the context. But yeah, one side is the user who is paying for the service, and the other side is the provider who's like handling the traffic, and well, he's providing the connection where your tunnel, where your VPN connects to. Eighth edition, O'Reilly. Works. Imagine providers suddenly just stop providing connection. Yeah, that is an issue. True, but it can be worked around. You just reestablish. Well, yes, that would cause quite a lot of issues. For example, you would have to re-log in into all the websites. So if you log in into, let's say, Facebook using a VPN, and suddenly your VPN changes your IP address, well, because that would be the workaround. You would, if your like the provider becomes unresponsive and doesn't handle traffic anymore, you would recreate the VPN tunnel to another provider, and now the traffic would go through that. So but the end issue, like the user, you can make it seamless so user doesn't actually notice it, but the websites that the user is on would definitely notice that the same user suddenly changed IP. So what if the user needs consistency of the connection? Well, we could have different ratings. Let's say if you provide the service and we can track the history of your connection. If your connection is fast, like you have capability to accept quite a lot of traffic, and you're consistently on, we can track all of that information about the nodes, and then provide that information to the user so he can pick. Maybe we can have the dynamic pricing on top of that. The better your rating, the more you can charge for servicing traffic and so on. So it is an issue that we would have to address eventually, but I don't think it is like a deal breaker. Having well, not trusting people to service your connection, I think that could be a deal breaker. Because people, well, you can spin it in a way where it sounds really bad, where some random person can basically spy on your, well, not exactly spy, but since he can extract some sort of information about your traffic, that can definitely be spun as spying on your connection, on your internet traffic. So that could be a deal-breaking issue, in my opinion. Because to explain that, it's not that bad, even though it's not completely wrong, but the only thing they can see is which websites you're visiting, and they can see your IP if you're connecting directly. If you're not connecting directly, then they can only see the websites you're visiting. So, you know, you would have to go into detail that I think people might not be interested in. They would hear that it's not completely wrong, and that will be enough for them to not use the service, not trust the service at all. But I think the only way to combat that would be to be very upfront with what kind of risks are associated with using the service. Because, well, for majority of the people, it's not really important that, let's say, if your traffic, like if you're handling my VPN traffic, if you can see, let's say you're knowledgeable enough and informed enough to monitor it. What? Risks XY? Not sure what you mean by that. But yeah. Damn, I forgot my... I got distracted and forgot what I was going with this. I'm trying to remember. Struggling. I guess I spent a little bit too much time in sauna today. Feel like quite beat at this point. But yeah, that's definitely an issue what you're talking about. And like if you can see, like I can be worried about publishing my IP. I wouldn't like my IP to be public. So I would definitely well, more likely than not, I would opt into the option where I have to pay extra, but I have an intermediary server that the traffic goes through. So to hide my IP, well, from the user who will be handling the traffic. I guess you don't even have to have the end user if you don't. Well, but at that point you're just a normal VPN provider. Like there's nothing special about this product from there's no distinction between this product and any of these VPN providers, because that's what they are doing. They have a bunch of servers that you can pick from, and they connect. Well, they are based in different countries. There is, well, I guess the monetization method will be different. That you would pay for per amount of traffic used. You won't be paying a flat rate like you are in, say, NordVPN. Pay like an X amount for a month or X amount for a year, so on. But that's the only difference I can think of. But that could be one of the options, I guess, if you really want. If you don't really want anyone handling your traffic, for some reason, like a certain kind of traffic, I'm not sure what. Yeah, like right. Let's read about WireGuard. What it's about. Well, I guess we kind of know what it's about. Conceptual overview. What do they have to say about themselves? That's interesting. If you like a general conceptual overview of WireGuard, it's about. Read over here. Okay. You then make progress to installation and reading the quick start instructions on how do you... Interested in internal workers, you might be interested in the brief summary of protocol or go more in depth. Reading the technical white paper goes into more detail on the protocol, cryptography, and fundamentals. If you intend to implement WireGuard for a new platform, please read the course platform notes. WireGuard securely encapsulates Internet Protocol packets over UDP. Well, user datagram protocol, whatever its name. Add a WireGuard interface, configure it with your private key and your peer's public keys, and you need to send packets across it. So that's what we want. Like this what we would be doing, like what our solution would be doing, is setting up those keys, making all the setup required to initiate the VPN itself. So it wouldn't be up to the user itself to provide all these credentials, and certificates. Yeah, so that would be done by the software. Right, all issues of key distribution and push configuration are out of scope of WireGuard. Yeah, so that's what we would be providing. That would be our added value. Well, I guess that's what VPN providers do as well. These are issues much better left to the other layers. Lest we end up with a lot of OpenVPN IKE. In contrast, it more mimics the model of SSH, so secure socket. I wanna say, well, it's not layer, secure shell, yeah. And Mosh. Both parties have each other's public keys, and they're simply able to begin exchanging packets through the interface. Yeah, this sounds a lot like what we would need. Simple network interface. WireGuard works by adding a network interface for multiple, like, yeah, so these are names for network interfaces. So if you use something, let's see. Oh, I guess I can't really do that. Let's see if I don't remember which I actually use. Tables. Don't remember. Chain. But yeah, there are basically applications to list your internet protocol, interfaces, and they each have different configurations, but it's basically like Windows connections. Well, I can't really demonstrate that since I'm on Linux. But when you have an internet connection and you want to change your IP settings, your DNS server, your network mask, so on. So all of these are done through the setting up your network connection. So and each of these are one of the network interface. So this is just an alias or just general name. Yeah, as you say, we can adjust with the price, I guess. Well, yeah, that would be the only choice we have. Like, I don't really see any better option. So if you want to earn more for the amount of traffic, you have to provide a stable service. So, and by extension, if you provide good enough service for a certain amount of time, your rating increases, you get preferential treatment, let's say. And yeah, maybe people can well, somehow let us know what's their preference. Is it a cheaper service or a higher quality service? And we can match users and providers based on that. Because I can't really think of, well, That's the only solution I can come up with at the moment. I mean, the cons of the service overall with the payment of the VPN. Oh, you mean for that, the just price? Yeah. I think, well, the payment should be, well, it shouldn't be a lot. Like, we're talking about very small amounts. It should be cheaper. Definitely, it should be cheaper. Well, I guess the market will decide the price in the end. Like if there are a bunch of providers and no one wants to use it, then obviously the price is too high because everyone just wants to be the provider, no one wants to be the user. And vice versa, if you get a bunch of users that want to use the service, user-driven market, yeah, pretty much. It has to be that way, well, because it has to be self-balancing. If we set a price and that price might make sense at one point, and eventually, well, something changes, like inflation hits or something, and suddenly those prices just don't make sense. So it has to have a way to self-regulate, and yeah, it could be a rabbit hole by itself, but you know, letting people's like with cryptocurrencies, the amount of, well, how much it costs to send a certain amount of data to the blockchain is basically market decides that price. What do you think? To how many users can the provider provide the service? It is a good question. Because it's not like it's a constant traffic. So if you're watching a video, then yes, then you get a constant stream of traffic. But for example, if someone goes to download something, then yeah, the bandwidth can vary quite a bit. I don't know. Maybe that's something that could be changed or configured as well. So having like if you're providing a service, you can decide how much traffic you can dedicate to one user. So you say, let's say you have a 100 megabit connection at your home, and you say I can service like 5 people with 10 megabit each. So that would be enough to watch a video. Like your download speeds wouldn't be great, but you know, that's the downside of VPN. Well, usually, and I guess modern VPN providers they don't really limit the bandwidth. At least that's how they advertise it, that there are no limits on bandwidth. Not really sure how true that actually is, because all of them would have the same problem when, yeah, if a bunch of people start downloading stuff through their VPN, they have to downgrade the connections somehow to limit the traffic. How many users can provide? Yeah, not really sure. I guess, yeah, it's something that has to be decided based on demand and supply. So that will be the key factor that will decide how many users can one person service. So if the price is very low and there's like 1 in 10 that is willing to provide the service for that price, then yeah, the bandwidth will just have to get lower per user on average, at least. I guess when no one is using the service line, no one's doing anything intensive, no one's downloading anything or watching anything over it, because, well, or streaming, for example, like I am now, and then yeah, well, that's the idea, at least. Yeah, but there are a couple of ways. Either have it dynamically change, but then I guess the downside is that the users can get into a situation when the provider gets overwhelmed and everyone's traffic gets degraded so much that they can't really see. We should have an idea topic channel on Discord where we put ideas topics that we will have to elaborate. Yeah, I guess so. Well, idea discussions, I guess that's what this page is for. Well, on Discord. Yeah, this is only for, well, currently we only talked about the name. I guess that could be, well, it would be really useful to have one place where everything we talked about or we came to some conclusions, we can just save it there and reference it afterwards, or update it if understanding changes and we come to, like, so to have a common place. So basically it would be like a document. Well, I guess each software project kind of starts with a design document which explains all the concepts, all the everything that will be required, how the software will have to work, what will the use cases will be, what will be supported, and so on. So I guess, yeah, we need that document. It's like it's in software development, it's just called a specification. So a specification document is exactly that, where you have all the requirements, all the features explained. It might have design elements as well, so having pages, saying like what kind of pages there will be, maybe even the structure of the whole system, and so on. Right. Built-in roaming. Ooh, that sounds interesting. The client configuration contains an initial endpoint, single peer, the server. So that is known where to send encrypted data before it has received encrypted data. What? So it knows where to send. Oh, okay. The server configuration doesn't have any initial endpoints. It's peers. No, so it doesn't know about the clients. Okay. Because the server discovers the endpoint of its peers by examining from where the correctly authenticated data originates. This all sounds good. If the server itself changes its own endpoint and sends data to the clients will discover the new server endpoint and update the configuration just the same. Both client and server send encrypted data to the most recent IP endpoint, for which they authentically decrypted data. Thus there is a full IP roaming on both ends. So I guess you can change IPs. I'm not sure what the situation would result in that. I guess if people use torrents, the same people that use it would also want to use our software, maybe. It would be quite costly though. Not sure. Well, in certain countries, yes, the torrents. I'm not sure if because it's a similar way of how it works. Yeah, I guess the principle is similar. Like there are a lot of similarities because it is a peer-to-peer connection, and you have a server, a centralized server, which just distributes the list, like keeps track of all the what would you call providers of the torrent, so to which you can connect and request the data to be downloaded. is a little bit different though. It is very similar. And torrents, I don't think people care how torrents actually work. They use them because that's that's how you get get stuff without paying for it. That's the long and short of it. Yeah, WireGuard looks very promising. I think WireGuard would be a better option than OpenVPN. It has a very simple... I like their simple approach, like a very simple explanation. Hopefully it's simple to use as well. Crypto key running, built-in roaming. Ready for containers. The packets using the network namespace in which WireGuard interface was originally created. You can create WireGuard interface in your main network namespace, which has access to the internet, and then move it into a network namespace belonging to a Docker container. Is that container's only interface? Shows that the only possible way that container is able to access the network is through a secure encrypted WireGuard tunnel. I guess that's... Yeah, I guess that's cool. Sure. Commands and quick start. Cool. Okay, make sure you need to have a decent grasp of conceptual overview. Oh, so this is what we've been reading. Key routing. I remember reading about this. Client computer might have this simpler configuration, private key, so and so. Port. Server computer may have this. Yes, it's private key. Here it has public keys from certain IPs. Yeah, setting up things like that, it shouldn't be too hard application. So if this is the whole configuration, I doubt it. It could have something like this, so. Yeah, and the client knows, I guess they have different ports. Public key. Yeah, so the IP, well, I guess the IP of the server is this. Allow. Well, it doesn't really declare its own IP here. All the IP is 0, so I guess nothing is allowed to connect. So they talk about pairs, so it makes it sound like both the server and the client are pretty much the same piece of software, just set up in a different way, which I guess makes sense. Like, you can definitely have it like that. That would make it even simpler for us. Yeah, the server configuration. Yeah, well, actually, I'm dumb. It's actually how it's done. Yeah, definitely way too tired for this. Able to send packets to the network. It is interesting stuff. I don't really want to stop, but I feel like I have to at this point. Otherwise, like, I don't think I can be productive. Right. So I guess maybe I should study about WireGuard, and maybe next stream try setting up a VPN in my local network to connect to a server of some sorts or another machine, or even at the on the same machine. Just have to Even specify interfaces? Not really. Just you have two interfaces that create a tunnel on the local machine. There's not really much point in doing that though, so it might not work. I guess if I set up a WireGuard on a server, then I can connect to it. Sure, that's worth actually. What we call simple access association of public keys and allowed IPs. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Sort of routing table when receiving packets, list of allowed IPs. Behaves as sort of access control list. Or we can try to connect to my network. Could definitely do that. The project. IRC, wow. Still fascinating that people still use IRC. Libra chat. Damn, I haven't used the IRC client in 20 years or so. Those used to be a thing. That's old school chat application. IRC, wow. What does the IRC stand for? Let's see. International source community. Definitely not. The internet relay chat, yeah. Unlikely that. Yeah, unlikely, yeah, very unlikely. Right. Multi-user torque, okay. See, yes. Yeah, that's what I used. Merc. MIRC. Yeah, I had no idea how it works. It just was magic to me at that point. Yeah, Merc. Oh, the window. Old window. Yeah, so this is what we used to communicate over the internet for chatting way back. I guess people still use it. Somehow it's not dead. It's really cool though. Running on Windows 7. IRC clients. But yeah, I think I'm done for today. I feel spent. Not sure if what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Well, tomorrow morning I will be streaming my bot development, so I will be continuing with that. In the evening I wanna continue working on this. I'm not sure I will be... Yeah. Not sure how I will feel about it tomorrow though. The big thing I need to do tomorrow is write my cover letter to Discord. Why they should employ me. Let's see. Where was it? I have it even open somewhere. Dashboard, I mean. Restream dashboard. Guess I didn't. keep it. You see any Discord related things? Too many tabs. It's all about Eclipse Epson. And about the document, yeah, actually the document should be part of Git. That's where would you want to keep the document, well, the design document. I'm not sure what would be the best format. I think the easiest way to do this, well, most convenient way, at least for me, would have to have a open office document, or Word document. What I wanted. Location. Home. Isn't there a full location path? Yeah, this looks a little bit different from the old version I'm used to. Really a big deal. Get VPN. So I need open my OpenOffice writer. Something I use all that often. It looks so old school. Right. Yeah. And not open, let's community. Again. Design document. And it's where was it? Git? If doesn't show. Okay, /git. Again. And specification. I think Audata is the best. Or maybe so much choice. DocX. Oh, 365 is the current one. Yeah, I don't really use Microsoft Office. Not really sure. Well, I guess I'll stick with ODT because it won't rely on people having this document doesn't have much, but all I want to make it committed into the database. So it would be there, and specification. Project, and can go to the ignore file. This also goes to the ignore file. Oh, actually, git ignore. Maybe I shouldn't. Can I actually find it now? I guess it doesn't really matter. Too tired for this. Design document. Placeholder. Not really a document yet. Hit and push. So it will be available now on the Git. So you can actually try connecting to the Git repository, getting these files, and committing your own changes. That would be interesting to see if you manage to do that. Hopefully you can. I'm not sure. what kind of IDE do you actually use, if any? is I'm very tired at this point. Right. Well, I guess I got the placeholder because I see that there's no viewers at the moment, so right. Anything else? Nah, I think I'm done. I'm done streaming for today. Too tired. Way too tired.